Once you spawn into the map, you're going to save enough points to open these two doors for 750 and then purchase the Flamethrower for 2,500 points. Next, you're going to save up the money for these three doors and you're going to turn on the power. Now you're going to have to build the zipline harness, so follow where I go and I'm going to show you all the locations for the zipline harness parts. The first one, we're going to have the carboner set. I just shot at it right there. Its second location is on this specific barrel and the third location is on this vent. Make sure you go back to the buildable table and put the pieces in one by one, as you cannot carry multiple pieces in this game. The next part you need to find is the leg harness. The first spot is going to be back in spawn in this icicle right here. You are going to have to melt it with a flamethrower. It takes 100 charges of the flamethrower for the icicle to completely melt. Next location is next to these vents, and the final location is going to be up here right next to the zip line, and that's where I got mine at my game. Pick up your harness and make sure to once again go ahead and place it on the buildable table. The final item we need are the harness straps. The first spot can be found at spawn right at this table before you buy the door. The next spot, you can just follow where I go, and it's going to be on these shelves over here. This is where I got it my game. And lastly, we're going to go back upstairs, and we're going to go to this icicle that is going to be all the way on the left side of the roof. And you're going to see it right here. You're going to have to melt that with the icicle if that's there in your game. Place the third part in and then pick up the PZH. Now you're ready to do the boss fight. However, there's a few more things we're going to do before we do that. Find a fuse that's scattered around the area of the first floor, on shelves or on tables or on chairs. And at spawn, you're going to melt the soul infuser device. Once melted, place a fuse in the device and you are going to get 7 zombie souls next to the device. Once that's done, you can take the fuse out and bring it to a perk location to activate that perk. You're going to want to activate and purchase Juggernog, Speed Cola, Double Tap, and if you're solo, Quick Revive. Now you're going to want to purchase the Trench Shotgun, as this is the weapon you're going to be using for the first stage of the boss fight. Assuming everything goes smoothly, you're probably going to be ready at round 10, which at this point you can actually go to the mystery box and get yourself a guaranteed ray gun, and then you can go ahead and take the zip line over to the boss fight area. The ray gun is not as useful right now, however in the second boss fight it will be a lifesaver. Interact with the Michael statue to start the boss fight. So once again, your main weapon during this boss fight is going to be the Trench Shotgun. All you're going to want to do is get up close, but not too close, to the boss, and you're just going to want to unload in him as much as possible with your Trench Shotgun. Make sure you're moving at all times to avoid any projectiles that might hit you. If he jumps in the air, when he comes back down, there's going to be a shockwave that you're going to want to jump over. Make sure you do that. Take advantage of the insane amounts of max ammos dropping from the zombies, as this will prevent you from having to chain reload. Final tip is you're able to shoot the big snowball projectiles, but once you're done with that and you finish the boss, you are now able to pack-a-punch your weapons. Your next step is to fix the helicopter. The helicopter has 5 parts around the map, and each part has 2 locations it can be in each. I will show you each and every spot right now. For your boss fight weapons, you're going to want to use the Pack-a-Punch Walther P99 and the Pack-a-Punch Ray Gun. If you missed out on the Ray Gun, then the Trench Shotgun is still fine. Make sure to just Pack-a-Punch that instead. Once you build a helicopter, you can either leave on the helicopter or take the zip line to go to the second boss fight. Interact with the statue again to start up the second boss fight. So now what's going to happen is that 3 statues periodically are going to spawn and protect and heal the boss, and your objective is to destroy these statues as soon as you see them before you can actually do damage to the boss. The boss is also assisted by Michael himself, where he does a laser attack towards you, and while these lasers don't do a lot of damage at all, they will prevent your health from regenerating, so try to avoid it anyways. Michael also has an attack where he'll shoot a purple ball at you. If you can deflect this to the boss with the frying pan, it will actually do a lot of damage. Once you get the helicopter cutscene, he seems to get a lot of overshield, so be prepared for this boss fight to be decently long. It took me around 7 minutes to do. However, if you can stay moving to avoid attacks and destroy these statues as soon as possible, then you will eventually beat the Snowfella boss fight. If you can't beat it by yourself, then I recommend doing it with friends, as it is a lot easier co-op than it is solo. And once the cutscene is over, you can either continue to kill zombies, or you can go ahead and escape on the helicopter, completing the Michael Barrow main quest.